A few weeks back, I was watching some of the 1979 mayoral debates. And the candidates back then, 30 years ago, were talking about the issues plaguing the city then. And they were lack of jobs, rising crime, declining schools. And if you fast forward 30 years to where we are now, 2009, we have the same issues plaguing us. No jobs, crime, declining schools, and what I would submit is that they're even worse. Now, those are generational problems, and these generational problems demand and require generational change in leadership. So today, I throw my hat in the ring for mayor. I do it because I have no interest in seeing 30 years pass by again with the city of Birmingham, and 30 years later we're addressing the same problems. Now, if you look at the number one issue that our administration wants to address is unemployment, joblessness. If you look at the inner city, particularly at African American males, you're going to find an unemployment rate of 60% or higher. And when you don't have a job, you will always have in a community rising crime, dysfunctional schools, blight in the neighborhoods. One of the things that we want to do is we want to make sure when we become the mayor, we end up hiring people. We're going to put people to work. And we're going to hire them, and they're going to build up projects. We're going to clean up and build up parks. They're going to man the libraries. They're going to clean up their neighborhoods. We're going to put people back to work and get them re-engaged in the American dream. Schools, which was what they raised 30 years ago. They're in worse shape now than they were 30 years ago. In the Birmingham Public High School, you got a dropout rate that averages between 60 and 70%. And that's unacceptable. And one of the things we're going to do is we're going to fund voluntary pre-K programs citywide. Right. And we're going to make sure we fund after-school enrichment programs. What all the studies show is that for every dollar you put into pre-K, for example, you save $7 down the road in terms of unwanted teen pregnancies, in terms of the dropout rate, in terms of drug addiction. Third, crime. It's been plaguing us for 30 years. If we don't get a handle on it, it's going to plague us for another 30 years. You have a statistic from the FBI that came out last year that had us rated as, again, not surprisingly, as one of the 5 most violent cities in the country. We're going to put money into the police department. We're going to hire more police officers. We're 200 short. We're going to pay them more money so we stop losing them to Hoover, Vestavia, Mountain Brook. We're going to get the police officers out of the cars, walking the beat, getting to know the community leaders so that they work hand in hand in fighting this battle. And then we're putting more police substations in the most dangerous neighborhoods in our city. And we're going to get a handle on it. There is a beautiful poem written by Langston Hughes about 80 years ago. His grandfather was an Alabama sharecropper. And the poem is entitled Daybreak in Alabama. And what it speaks to is about the great but unrealized potential of Alabama. Alabamians of all colors, black, brown, yellow, and yet unfulfilled. Well, today is daybreak in Birmingham. The city has been through a great storm, and daybreak is here. So I want to say what a great honor it would be to serve as the mayor of the city of Birmingham, and I ask the voters to vote for me come December 8th. Yeah.